Hi everybody! Welcome to the Stockton-San Joaquin County Public Library. I'm Miss Karen and I work at the Trokey Library. I'm going to show you how to make a princess wand and a wizard wand with a few items that you can find at home. Let's gather our materials. Okay, so materials for the wands. For the princess wand, we're gonna need, you can use some cardboard, use an old cereal box. You can use a cookie cutter for drawing. We're gonna use some ribbon and some aluminum foil. And then for the main part of both of our wands, you can use chopsticks, or you can use a straw or a dowel if you have one in your house. I have scissors around. And then for the wizard wand, we'll need some glue, some yarn, some paintbrushes, and a little bit of paint. And if you don't have paint, we can use a marker pen. So let's get started. Okay, so you've got your cardboard from the cereal box. And if you have a star-shaped cookie cutter, go ahead and use that, and let's trace around it on the back of the cereal box. And if you don't have a cookie cutter, you can just do the drawing of a 5-point star and then cut that out. And so I already have one cut out here. I'm gonna go ahead and grab our aluminum foil. And some people like to take the aluminum foil and crinkle it up so that you have a reflection from all different angles. On the one that I made, I just laid it flat. So you want to flip it over on the back side and just place your star on top of it. And I like to take and cut kind of a rough square around it. Cut a little bit of the foil away from the star. And then I like to hold it there and cut kind of another star, like in between the corners, so that your tip of the star hits the inside corner of the metal star, or the aluminum star. Or you can just kind of crumble this. The cool thing about aluminum foil is very forgiving. And you can kind of crinkle it in. If it doesn't work, then just crinkle it another way or add another piece. And then I like to cut kind of a close to the shape inside here, or you can just do kind of a circle, you know, with a little rough edges here. That's a little bit too big. Let's make it a little smaller. And then I'm just going to tape this down in the middle of the star, so when I flip the edges over, I can completely cover the cardboard. This part doesn't matter as much because it's in the back of your wand. See, I've got a little too much right there. I'm just going to scrunch it up a little. And then I'm going to grab this, do a little cut from, I kind of made a rough star bigger than this one, kind of in between the points. And I cut right down to the little joint right here. And then I'm going to start wrapping the foil over and tape as I go. And then I'm going to hold this one over here. And that's a little bit too big, so I'm going to cut that one off as I go. This stuff is really cool because it's crumbly. If it gets too thick in one area, just kind of push it around. Very flexible. And just keep going around like that. Let's pull this one over here. Wrap that one completely. And just keep going around. Let's see, we'll trim this too. Cut in there. I'm just going to go take my big cuts here right into the corners here. Wrap that one over there. Trim as you go. And just keep going around. And you don't want to wrap it around the front. You want to keep it all on the back so it looks nice and neat in the front. Your little star. And we're almost done. I like to use just little tiny pieces of tape so you don't get a lot of tape on the back by the time you're done. Okay, so there I made my little star. I got a little funny thing here. I'm just gonna squish it in here. It kind of holds to itself. Now we're gonna take the chopstick and we're gonna go ahead and just tape the star to the back of the star to the chopstick. And secure it. I like to secure it with a couple of different pieces of tape. And then I have some of the ribbon already cut. So I found that it's better to tape that to the back of the star instead of the chopstick or dowel or straw that you have, drinking straw. So I'm just going to tape this to the back here. And I got some really kind of shiny ribbon. I'm not sure if you'll have that, but any kind of ribbon will do. And I tape at a little different angles. And one more. Let's see, where'd my other piece of ribbon will go? Right here. I like them to kind of come off of the same side of the wand. And if you have anything at home, like shiny stars, I put a little shiny star in the middle of mine. And if you have a little glitter, I did one star with a little glitter on it. If you have that, I just used glue, a little Elmer's glue, and put that on there. And if you have sequins or anything else shiny, you could put that on it. And that's our princess wand. And let me show you how to make the wizard wand. Okay, for the wizard wand, I'm going to take the chopstick. I'm going to use that again. And a wizard wand is usually from a branch or something, a willow branch or a stick or something. So we're going to make it look a little rough like that. And I have one that I started earlier, but I'm going to show you how to do that. And I've got my yarn. I got some kind of thick yarn here. And this is a little sloppy, but we're just going to put on the end here, we're going to just put a little, actually a lot of glue. We're going to kind of gob it on here. And we're going to start wrapping this because you want a little knob on the end of your wizard wand so you can hang on to it. It helps to hang on to it. And I'm going to keep putting a little more glue on here. You can put a lot because the glue is going to dry and it's going to be kind of clear. It'll make it solid. It'll make your yarn kind of, instead of being soft and stringy, it's going to be solid. And you'll be able to paint it, and it'll be on the end of your wizard wand, your little knob at the end. See, it gets a little sloppy and you have to kind of play with it. If you have a hair dryer, you can kind of dry it as you're going through and doing this. I think I want to pull mine up to the end a little more. Just keep putting it down there. The glue is going to start to stick. See, I've already got it sticking. And then I like to have, this one has like a second knob. That would be your handle. And then this, pretend this is part of the wood, part of a stick, or maybe even a bramble that goes along the edge of the stick. So I'm going to find a spot a little bit down here and go around with some more glue. It gets a little sloppy, and I'm start to wind this one. It holds really good if you kind of twist it over itself to get your knob started. This is the other part. And then when I have a little bit, about this much left, maybe a little more, we're gonna have a little less here. Just keep putting more glue up here. Just right on top of the yarn. Kind of slop it in there. Get it real goopy. And then we want it to come around and like it's a bramble just going down the side of your stick here, your wand. I just kind of twist it, and then you're gonna have to hang on to this and just keep gluing it a little bit more and squishing it. The very, very end, you want to make it really pointy, really flat. And then if you feel like it's moving a little bit too much, put a little bit more glue on here. And you want to put that aside and let it dry for maybe an hour or even more than that, maybe a couple hours. I think I made this one about 4 hours ago, and I'm going to go ahead and work on this one. I'm going to put this one aside, and I'm going to go ahead. There's different things you can do with your wizard wand. You can paint it. You could use a marker pen if you don't have any paint. And I happen to find some paint that's all metallic. So I'm going to do this one I made with a dowel. I went ahead and put some stars on it, stickers on it, and you can do that when your wand is all painted and dry. And so there's my knobs. This one I did with glue, all the knobby parts. You just put the Elmer's glue on there. It's kind of hard to do. You have to kind of hold it so it doesn't drip off and everything, and then I painted it. But we'll do something similar to that with this one. And go ahead, I'm going to paint the knobs this kind of gold, shiny gold paint. And if you don't have any paint and your yarn is the right color, you could even take a marker pen. This is a permanent pen. Make sure you don't get that on your clothes. And you could just paint it with that. So that's one other way you can paint it. And you want it to look rough. You want it to look like a real stick. And, or this is a for a whiteboard, you can paint it with that. So there's a lot of different ways you can do that. And what I would do with this one is once the gold is dry, I would probably go ahead and get my black paint and paint over it. And then you can paint right over the glue. It'll seal it in really well, but you'll have these lumps. Looks like a real twig. And you know that wizard wands come from really magical trees. And then you let that dry and find yourself some stars or something shiny, even some glitter if you have some, and you'll have your wizard wand. I hope you enjoyed the video and had fun making your princess and wizard wands. Thank you for watching and take care. Bye.